Carol Journey. Carol Journey is going to have an exciting year for 2017. We are going to be adding a music section of religion. We're going to be doing business and community activities. And this is going to be a very good year for us. Now, I wish to welcome back to our audience for the second time, Miss Carol Douglas. Miss Carol Douglas, as we all know her, the disco queen. And you're probably familiar with some of her music, Midnight Love Affair and Doctor's Orders. Welcome, Miss Douglas.
Thank you, Carolyn, for having me back. I'm really excited about the new year and being on your show again.
Right. Well, what I want to do right now is I want to go through a little bit of history with you because a lot of people do not know the real Carol Douglas. And there's a lot of history behind it and surprises. Let's start with, I understand you're related to somebody?
Yes, I'm related to Mr. Sam Cooke. At the age of 16, I had a recording contract with RCA Victor. They signed me under the name of Carol Cooke. I had a record out called I Don't Mind Being Your Fool. Tom, Dick, and Harry made me lose my love.
Oh, wow.
Sam was my mother's first cousin. I guess he would be my second cousin. I met him and I saw him rehearse. He was so talented. He was very, very into what he was doing when he would have sound check and doing shows. And I was a little girl playing with my dolls, but I was so excited to meet him.
That's very good. Now, I understand your mother was in show business too.
Yes, my mom was the lead singer of Cootie Williams' band, another Apollo legend. They called her Minnie the Moocher. Cab Calloway wrote about my mom, Minnie the Moocher.
Okay.
That was the stage name.
Now, what I want the audience to know is that as Carol Douglas is a child star, and we go into a little bit of history about Carol Douglas, a.k.a. Carol Strickland.
Oh, yes. Being a child star, my mother would run all over Manhattan with me, and we used to do a lot of I did a lot of off-Broadway stuff. I started out at the age of 10, winning the Apollo Amateur Hour, tap dancing. And then I did some off-Broadway plays. My first play was called One Tuesday Morning with Clarice Taylor, who played Bill Cosby's mom. And that was my first off-Broadway play. And then I became 13 and I went to, I did an off-Broadway play called Moon on a Rainbow Shawl with Cecily Tyson and James L. Jones.
Oh, very good. Now, one of the things I understand is that you, as a child, you appeared on some of the talent shows, I believe.
Yes, I did the Hal Jackson's Talented Teens in Atlantic City.
Right.
I was the runner-up for the semifinalists.
Oh, very good. Now, now let's talk about some of the training that you had. You trained under Henry Latane, I believe?
Yes, Henry Latane was my tap teacher, and also Mr. Oliver McCool. Henry taught Gregory Hines, Bernadette Peters. We did, matter of fact, I did Ideal Toys. I did commercials for Ideal Toys and General Mills Food Cereals, Campbell's Soup. I did a lot of voiceovers.
Right.
And that's how I started out after the tapping.
And I understand you had a very, very talented music instructor.
Yes, Mr. Donald Haywood. He's he taught Ethel Waters, Lena Horne, Leslie Uggams, and then myself.
That's very good.
At the Ed Sullivan Theater, right up above. That's where I had my vocal coaching. Mr. George Henry Haywood. He's also in the Hall of Fame.
What was it like to be on Soul Train? I'm kind of curious about that.
That was such a great experience, and I taped it with James Brown. That's why I met the Godfather of Soul. Taping Soul Train was really exciting. You know, they had the great dressing rooms, and James was there, and he introduced himself. And at the time, I was married to my second husband. who's deceased now. My name is Brown, so I never really used the name Carol Brown. And so I said, James, we're related. He says, really? I said, my name is Carol Brown. He says, oh, you might be a long-lost relative of mine. He was very, very, very funny. And Don Cornelius gave us fried chicken for
Oh,
Kentucky
wow.
Fried Chicken.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes, we were. And he would put his suit jacket on. It was next week. So that was like kind of a different thing, doing television. And then I would leave for Soul Train, and I would go over to American Bandstand and
Oh,
check with Dick
yes,
Clark.
yes, yes, yes.
That was a
yes.
great experience.
Wow, wow. Well, what was it like being on stage and doing Dick Clark?
Oh, it was an experience because all the dancers were dancing, and he said, okay, take one. And if you made a mistake, he just said, okay, we're just going to do it all over. He was such a nice, we would go to makeup together. And he says, you know, you're going to really, really be a big star. I said, oh, thank you, Mr. Clark. He said, if you ever need any favors, anything, do look me up. And I did look him up a couple of times, and we had lunch together back in the day. Yes, he was such a
wow.
lovely person.
Now, what I need to ask you now is, where did you go from Soul Train? Give me a little idea of some of the shows that you appeared on up until, up to present.
Okay, well, I did the Midnight Special with John Travolta, George Benson, and Gloria Gaynor.
Oh, wow.
John Travolta was on my label. He was on my record label, Midland International Records, and they changed it to Mid-Song International Records. And I taped that, and I did the Don Kirshner's rock concert. I would say, what is the name of that show? I did Dance Fever.
Oh, yeah.
I did Dance Fever with Danny Terrio, and he's the one that taught John Travolta that little should be dancing thing.
Yeah, you know that's still out there, too.
Oh, yeah, my name
It's
is in the
still
movie. They mention my name when he goes into the club. It says, appearing tonight live, Carol Douglas. I was performing at the 2001 Odyssey at the time.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's very good. What was it like being in the recording studio?
Well, I used to get so nervous because I have all the lyrics in front of me, and I have to wait, and a one and a two, and the whole orchestra would start, and I would have to sing. I was like a guide vocal for them. That was kind of like nice because they didn't really have the rhythm of the song until I actually started singing. The orchestra, they would play with the sheet music that was put in front of them, but they really didn't have the feel of it until my voice actually came through the mic, and there we were.
Okay. Because most of us have an image of the studio based on what we see on TV and what we see on Empire and everything.
Oh, it's a lot like that.
It is a lot like
it's
that?
a lot like that.
Okay.
You just have less people around. You can bring.
Right.
It was nice. I used to bring a lot of my friends from the neighborhood, to cheer me on and
Right.
give me my chocolate cake because I love my chocolate cake.
Oh, please. I am a chocolate holic.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
Me too.
Chocolate anything. I used to go down to one of the restaurants in the village that specialized in chocolate.
Oh, wow.
All kinds of chocolate. They had chocolate sandwiches, chocolate drinks.
Sandwiches. Oh my God, that must be great.
Yeah. Oh, I love chocolate. We're gonna probably when we break for a PSA, we'll probably go into the business of music and talk about some of the advice that you might have for young people, and not only the business advice, but also because you're a professional singer, how to protect your voice. Maybe talk about some of the things that you need so you'll be able to sing and articulate better. Because I noticed that when you sing, your voice sounds the same as it did during Midnight Love Affair and Doctor's Orders.
Thank you so much.
I mean, your voice sounds like yesterday when I hear you sing and everything.
Thank you. I studied vocal coaching. I have the breathing techniques. That helps a lot.
Right.
And I really don't sing that much. Like people say, oh, I sing in the shower and all that. I listen to other people's music. Like I listen to Whitney. I listen to Aretha. I listen to a lot of people that I have, that I like. That's what I do when I'm not performing. And then when it's time to sing, then I sing.
Yeah. How are you able to sing on key with a band?
With a band, well, I have what you call a pitch pipe. You got to get you a pitch pipe. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That helps you to to do with the band, because sometimes the band can start in the wrong key too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, that happens a lot.
And then you have to worry about the beat.
Oh yes.
Because
The drummer will give you that good beat.
Yeah, because I have seen plenty of performances where they're singing, they're on one track and the drums is doing something else. The drums, the guitar, they're doing something else, and they're looking at each other. Can you recall any of the conductors you ever worked with?
Well, I just had my own. Well, Nile Rodgers of Chic was my band.
Wait a minute, Nile Rodgers?
Nile Rodgers was the Carol Douglas band.
Let me tell you this. How I know Nile Rodgers. I belonged to an organization and I met his mother.
Oh, okay.
And she was telling me about her son, Nile Rodgers. And so I said, let me go. I talked to her and I said, I'm interested because I wanted Niles to get his hair done at a shop that I worked at called Grace Monica. And I met with Mr. Nile Rodgers at his home. So this is somebody I know.
Oh, he's a great person.
Right.
Such a talented, he went so far, and I'm so glad that I was able to give him the opportunity to be my musicians, Niall and Bernard. And
wow.
we went to Italy. I was the first to be seen in the color television in Italy in 1976, Carol Douglas Hour in Italy, and he was my band.
Okay.
They were my band. Also, Miss Fonderay and Mary Seymour of Musique. We went to high school together.
Well, we're gonna break for PSA, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna have more detailed discussions about this because you're calling up people that I know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna break for a PSA, and we're gonna come back.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
I wish I was in school. If only I had a math test today. I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/summer meals for help.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Welcome back to Carol's Journey. Today's artist that we're interviewing today is Miss Carol Douglas. Welcome back, Carol.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, what we want to do now is get into some of the little meaty stuff, okay? Now, we were just talking during the break about Nile Rodgers. How do you know Nile Rodgers?
Nile was my first band that I ever had was Nile Rodgers, Bernard Edwards. They were the Carol Douglas band.
Oh, wow.
So I really kind of gave them their start in the business. We went to Italy. I was first to be seen on color television in 1976, the Carol Douglas Hour, and Nile and his band were playing for me.
You know, I want to talk about your road trip since you mentioned Italy. What countries have you traveled?
Oh, I've been to Italy, Spain, France, Germany, Holland, Switzerland, Belgium, all over. And I lived in Paris for 3 years, and LA, but I'm a native New Yorker.
Okay, do you know any French?
Yes, bonjour mesdames et messieurs. Je vais présenter maintenant ma nouvelle chanson, Mon simple cœur. I said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to present my new song to you, My Simple Heart.
Oh, wow. That's very nice. Now, another thing, I want to talk also in terms of the business, the road shows that you did, and the difficulties or the plus and minuses behind it. How were you able to deal with that and be on the road constantly?
Oh, it was kind of tiring, but we had to do it. Living out of a suitcase, flying from place to place, setting up in a hotel, doing sound checks, rehearsals, costume changes, makeup. All these things went on almost daily. You know, when you have a performance, or if you're in the United States, sometimes I'd be in the car, or I'd be in the plane, and my band would be with the instruments traveling on the road, and I'd fly to get there before them to set up things for them.
Wow.
And it was very interesting, but tiring, because
Right,
sometimes
right.
you get stuck in the airports, couldn't make it to your venue, people are waiting to see you. A lot of disappointment sometimes too.
Right. How was it in the studios?
Oh, the recording studio was kind of, I was always nervous, you know, with the band playing, and they weren't really getting the feel of the song. So I'd have to get into the mic, put the headphones on, and start singing those songs that my producer would present to me, because I didn't write any of my material at the time. So I would let the band kind of like knew what to do once they heard my voice.
Now, I want to talk about some of the situations that you may have gone through, you know, because I understand that during certain periods there was a lot of little racial things happening.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I need to talk about that.
Well, yes. When I went into audition for my record, it started right then and there. I didn't sound black. And they said, oh, we're going to make millions off this little black girl. She sounds just like us. And I'm looking at everybody in the room, and they were all white. But so I just, oh, there goes my Stephanie Mills song right out the window. And a lot of times when I was recording, my producer, stop. We want to chop it. That, you know, I put a, ooh, oh, that's too black. So I started kind of feeling ashamed of being black in the very beginning. Like, but I'm black. Why? You know, I didn't know I was singing a color. I just thought I was performing. So that's something I experienced.
When you were traveling from state to state, how were you treated? When you were traveling from state to state?
Sometimes it was kind of rough, you know. As a matter of fact, a couple of the bathrooms had white and black, and I would go right into the white part. And the guy goes, you can't go in there. I'm like, well, I'm performing tonight. Don't you want a ticket to my show? And I could use the white bathroom. Other than that, it was a lot of prejudice, you know, still a lot of prejudice.
In terms of prejudice, how was it in Europe?
Well, they treated me very well. After Josephine Baker passed away, it was all about Carol Douglas. And I lived there for 3 years, and before I moved to LA in the late 80s, early 90s. And they treated me very well. You know, I did a lot of the morning shows such as this show, a lot of the shows like Soul Train, but, you know, all the people were speaking a different language.
Right,
so it was a little different, you know, but I could sing in English and get away with it.
Right.
But it was very, very interesting.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's very good.
Yes.
Next thing I'd like to talk to you about, what advice you would have to give to a young person who's starting out in terms of business, preparing themselves, preparations, what to do about their voice, and what schooling or anything they will have to be as successful as you.
Oh, well, first of all, I would say you have to get a good business manager, because the business manager and your manager sometimes are two different people. You have to get that. You have to keep people in your corner that are kind of like with you. Sometimes you do have to have an old friend around that really knows you to keep you kind of grounded, you know. To save in your voice, you have to drink, I think, a lot of tea and honey. Definitely helps. And vocalizing, you know, in the morning, you know, walks are very good, long walks. And the advice for the singers today, it's kind of different, I guess, when I started out, you know, because some people have managers, some don't. It's good to have a manager and a business manager and an agent. An agent is basically the ones that are going to get you the work. And you have to have your wardrobe people, your makeup and hair people. So it's a lot of people that you have to pay and keep everybody happy in this business, because the manager makes money from you.
That's
so you have to be very careful. Keep a record of everything that you're doing. Always have a log of where you're going to go, what you want to wear, and try to always keep yourself content. A lot of praying helps.
Okay.
A lot of praying helps.
Right.
I always stop in church when I'm in a
Right.
different town. I'll
Right.
find a nice church and light a candle and bless the area that I'm going to perform in. I even pray with the audience sometimes,
Right.
to let's all join hands and say a prayer that we
Right.
all arrived here safe this evening and get home safe.
Right. Now, I understand cooking.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
talk about that.
Well, I was very, very honored in 1979 to make the cover of Roots magazine. It's no longer in existence. Roots magazine, it says Carol Douglas, Burning and Cooking. Burning was the song I was nominated for a Grammy in 1978. And they put me on the cover. I had a spread of my oven stuff and roasters, my sweet potato pancakes, and my going to be famous in the future, apple, cinnamon or no, apple raisin pie. With or without raisins. And I make it with brown sugar, so it's healthy for you.
Very good.
There you go.
But there's a big interest in the Food Channel.
Oh.
You have people like Snoop Dogg appearing on the Food Channel.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Big interest in that. And so I kind of look forward to your recipe.
Oh, I'm going to make you one
Yeah.
of my pies.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Now I need to talk to you about that necklace you're wearing because it's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I've been very blessed to get this as a gift for Christmas from Big Ange's daughter. This is from her personal jewelry collection. Isn't it lovely? From Big Ange.
Right.
She was a very dear friend of mine. We were very close. I performed at her sister's birthday party, her son's christening, and we were very close. We shopped. We talked on the phone a lot. We did a lot of things together. She was a very dear friend
Oh,
of mine.
wow. Wow, that's very good.
Yes, I'm so happy to have this necklace from her personal jewelry collection.
Right.
I'm so honored.
And she was your idol.
Yes, she was.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's very good. What was her favorite songs?
Well, she loved Doctors and Midnight. I
Okay.
think she liked Midnight a little bit better than
Right,
Doctors
right.
because she always wanted to hear that. Yes, she
Right.
did.
Okay. Now, in terms of future performances, what's in the future for your performance? Because what we're going to do is we're going to post on our shows a little calendar as soon as you'll be able to give us some kind of information as to where you'll be performing so our studio audience can see Carol Douglas perform.
Thank you. Well, my new management is Mr. Eric Floyd, and he's going to have me live in concert again, so I got to get out those gowns and get on stage, and hopefully my granddaughter plays the violin. Hopefully she'll be playing with me live on stage. That'll be such an honor to have
wow.
her playing on the stage with me. And
How old's your granddaughter?
she's going to be 17 tomorrow.
Oh,
And
wow.
she plays the violin lovely.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
her name
That's
is
very
Katura.
good. That's very good.
Yes. And my oldest son is going to also be producing my R&B
Okay.
Midnight Love Affair,
Okay.
hopefully for BLS.
Oh, very,
Yes,
very, very,
definitely a tribute
very
to Von
good.
Harper.
Right,
Yes.
right. Yeah, that was. I love Von Harper.
Oh yes,
Yeah, oh,
he
yes,
was such
yes.
a great person.
Yes, he was. I had the opportunity to meet him and
Yes.
everything. Yeah. On our broadcast, we're going to be showing some of the events and stuff for Miss Carol Douglas, and you have the opportunity to be able to view her. This is going to be a very exciting year for Carol Journey TV. So we want you to be able to like and subscribe to Carol Journey TV. We're also on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on, we have a private website. All you have to do is type in Carol Journey TV under Google or under Yahoo, and you'll be able to locate and find us. Now let's get back to Carol Douglas. Yeah, I just want to thank you for coming here and being on my show, because I know the weather has not been great, And I feel that I feel very positive that we're going to have a lot of good things, and we're going to hear a lot of good things from you and everything. I
Thank
got
you
that
so
very
much.
positive feeling for
Thank you.
2017.
Wow, thank you.
2017 is going to be a good year,
Thank you so much.
despite all the little political things that are going on
Mm-hmm.
and everything. As long as we have song, we'll feel happy.
Yes.
But song, what it does is tempers the mind
Mm-hmm.
and gives you the experience of feeling good and feeling wanted. And it's a warmth behind singing. And so I look forward to you continually performing for us. You have a lot of fans out there.
I have a lot of fans.
Yeah,
so-
you have a lot of fans.
and especially from our era, those disco days.
That's
we're
right.
gonna always keep
Yeah,
that disco
we're gonna
going.
do the disco.
Hey,
hey.
And then, ooh, ooh,
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
ooh,
whoop,
ooh.
whoop.
Don't forget the bump.
That's right. Boom, 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 boom,
There you
boom,
go.
boom.
There
Yes.
you go.
Okay. I want to thank you for being my guest on the show, and I hope to have you back again to talk about your cooking.
Oh, I will. I
Okay.
can't wait for you to taste my cooking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
You're
can't
gonna
wait
love
to
that
eat
apple
it.
pie.
Yeah, I
like
love
I said,
apple
7
pie.
calories in brown sugar,
Yeah,
so it's not fattening.
That's good. That's good.
Definitely.
Because I need to lose a few little pounds myself.
I'm going to be doing some testing soon. I'm going to go over. I'm going over to Walmart. I'm going to go down to Junior's because I was at a fundraiser and I said, "Whoa, this cheesecake tastes good." They said it tastes like Junior's. They said it is Junior's. I was like, "Uh-oh."
Okay.
So they want me
Okay.
to come down and do some samples there.
Okay. Okay. I want to thank you, the audience, my audience. I want to thank you for joining us today on Carol Journey TV and having the pleasure of being able to talk to and meet Miss Carol Douglas, the First Lady of Disco. Okay.